Hello, Facebook world. It's Ashley Medish McCoy, the owner and head experience curator of Kinship Vacations. And I'm really excited to be here today to host the final session of our virtual travel career summit for military spouses and veterans. We do plan to have another travel summit probably in 3 to 4 months' time. So I encourage you to stay on this page so that you can continue to receive updates on when that will be hosted again. But for this session, this is the last one. So thank you for those who have been tuning in and participating and sharing the news about this great opportunity for military spouses and veterans. Thank you for your continued interest. I am going to do today's session a little differently than I have the past week because there are 3 other videos that cover the topic of how to start a home-based travel agency. So you're welcome to review those over the next 24 hours or a little bit longer, I guess, before I take them off the page. Today, I'm going to focus more on how Kinship Vacations can help you to shorten the learning curve and get started in your home-based travel agency much quicker than if you were to start from scratch. So before I get to that, I just want to mention a couple things. First, if you hadn't had the opportunity yet to review the videos from last week, those will all stay on this group, and they're also going to be available on the Kinship Vacations YouTube channel. There's some great content there from how and why a travel career is perfect for military spouses and veterans, to 5 different interviews with 8 different travel entrepreneurs who have ties to the military community. First, we had okay, of course, I'm going to blank on this. Let me make sure I go review my notes on it. So first we had 2 travel agents who are great friends. They are Lisa Fitzgerald and Lisa Collins of Fitzgerald Travel. And they were both former military spouses, and they had crossed paths with each other, you know, over the years as what typically happens for us in the military. And now that their husbands are retired, they are in the middle of a really successful travel agency that focuses on river cruises and ocean cruises. And their interview is just really entertaining. So if you want to check that out, that was aired on Monday, May 7th, and it's in the video section of this group, and it's also on the YouTube channel. And the topic of that one was military spouses to business partners. And they were just some fun ladies to watch, and they imparted a lot of great wisdom. The next one that we did was a travel blogger showcase, which was with Dee Dee Wheaton of the Wheaton Takeover and Mackenzie Jervis of A Wandering Scribbler and Company. And they're both really talented writers, and they love to travel. So they have taken both of those passions and created really successful and amazing travel blogs. And what I love about both of them is they're pretty family focused. So for example, Dee Dee Wheaton is the spouse of a DHS employee who's stationed in Dublin, Ireland, and they have 2 children. And she talks about their adventures of living overseas and family travel. And then Mackenzie Jervis is an Air Force spouse, and she has traveled for years, being to more than 65 countries. And she recently had a baby who's 11 months old now. And for the longest time, her blog was focused on solo travel, and she's been to some really great places. But now it shifts gears to traveling with a baby, which is so cool because a lot of people think that your travel has to end when you have kids, but no, certainly not. So if you're interested in watching that video, it aired on May 8th at 2 p.m. Eastern. Again, it's in this group, and it's also on our Kinship Vacations YouTube channel. And I really encourage you, by the way, to get the information which is in the comment sections of each of these videos, to follow these entrepreneurs by signing up for their blogs, newsletters, liking their social media pages. They've all got really great, consistent travel tips, tricks, and inspiration that they're putting out there, whether it's through their newsletters, their blogs, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, what have you. Then Wednesday, we had a really great session with Maggie Hainstock of Unfiltered Journeys. She's currently living in Germany with her husband, who is working in the government. She is actually also a Navy veteran. And then we had Wendy Livingston Guth of Rebel on the Go, and they're living in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, who, with her husband, who is working with the government there as well. He's a retired, I believe, Army officer. And they both talked a lot about specifically how they're running their business from an overseas location. A lot of people think that they kind of have to give up their careers when they move overseas. And in particular, Maggie Hainstock had some really great information that she's learned and shared about navigating the bureaucracies of a foreign government in terms of operating a business. And I encourage you, if you think you might be living overseas or you already are, to watch that video and, again, follow those two entrepreneurs as well. And then on Thursday, we had Judy Fiorello of Sail and Sand Travel. She actually lives just down the street from me in Williamsburg, Virginia, but her husband had a long 26-year career in the Air Force, and she has a really successful family, romance, and Caribbean/Disney travel agency right now. And she talks very genuinely and sincerely about some of the challenges she overcame as a military spouse, and how she was actually able to use what she's learned and what she's gained in her entrepreneurial journey. I encourage you to watch that too, because I was just really touched by her sincerity. And then on Friday, May 11th, we had Beneficia Verrill, who is with Beneficial and Mindful Travel Company. And her website is www.beneficialvacations.com. Again, all of these entrepreneurs' information is available in the comments boxes underneath the videos, which are stored in the video section of this page. But I'm friends with Benef. We work together in a couple of travel entrepreneurial organizations that we belong to. She's a fellow veteran. She retired from the Army after 20 years recently. Her husband is also currently active duty Army, so she's a military spouse as well. And her business is so cool. She's combining her passion for mindfulness. For those who don't know what that is, it's basically yoga, meditation, things like that, and travel together, but also with an aim to give back to the military community and trying to get the military community to embrace and include mindfulness as a practice throughout a service member's career, not just after they've got PTSD or other after effects of the result of serving in combat. So she's got a really cool business that's a social enterprise. She's trying to create a nonprofit out of it and do some really good work for the community that has PTSD as well. So please go watch those videos. They're so great. They're so inspiring. Again, they're in the video section of this group, and they will stay there, and they'll also be on the Kinship Vacations YouTube channel. Like, love, follow those entrepreneurs. They're so great. Get in touch with them to plan your travel. Ask them for questions. They're all open to kind of being a informal mentor for anybody who's looking to start their own travel business. And again, last week, I also hosted 5 different sessions on how and why a travel career is perfect for military spouse and veterans. So please feel free to review that video as well. I received a lot of great feedback on it, in that people felt it really resonated with them. They felt like they had experienced a lot of the things I mentioned. And I'm so passionate about it because I have experienced it. I'm a veteran. I'm a military spouse. Even though I have a great education and a great skills background, I've encountered so many challenges in maintaining my career over the years that I'm just really happy to be sharing this opportunity with people from a very genuine and sincere standpoint, because I've experienced it myself. So that being said, all the videos from last week will stay on this page for you to view at any time that you'd like. But the videos I've done this week, which are about how to start a home-based travel agency, will not stay here. There will be ways for you to access it, and I'm going to tell you that next. But just know that you can come back at any time to review the videos of last week. So the reason that I'm not going to show the videos from this week on the page or save them on the page is that basically I'm going to put it in an email. So if you decide that you want to get further information on this and continue to work on your travel career, you just have to reach out to me and I will provide the videos and the content to you in an email. Trying to think what else I need to share with you before I start. I think that's it. So again, I'm going to talk to you today about how to start your home-based travel agency with a little addition in that how Kinship Vacations can help you shorten that learning curve and get it started a lot quicker. So for those who have watched this topic this week, it is not the same as what you've been watching. I'm going to sort of go over the slides that I've been presenting earlier this week more quickly and specifically point out how joining the Kinship Travel Vacations network of travel advisors can help you to shorten the learning curve and kind of eliminate some of the tasks that are here in terms of how to start a home-based travel agency. So feel free to ask questions at any time by typing in the comment box. We love to get your feedback with likes, shares, loves, sad faces if you find it appropriate, angry faces, whatever. Give me just a minute or two to respond to those because I'm using a specific software, so I have to kind of toggle between two screens. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to my slideshow. Here we go. All right, so again, this has already been talked about a bit this week, so I'm going to try to condense it and then just kind of focus on what you need to know to get started. Sorry, hold on just a second. Okay. So the agenda, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the travel industry overview because I went over it quite a bit in the previous presentations. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to start your business, the nuts and bolts, and how Kinship Vacations can help you with that. And then finally, getting customers. I'm going to talk to you about how Kinship Vacations can really help you with that as well. So this chart may look pretty confusing. I don't blame you. It kind of reminds me vaguely of the chart that was going around the internet a few years ago when I think it was General Petraeus, his staff had created a PowerPoint presentation on how to win the war in Afghanistan. So it's not nearly as complicated as that, but it does look complicated. And the whole point of this slide is to basically educate you on how the travel industry works. Down at the bottom, you have your consumer or the person who's looking to book travel. And all the way at the top, you have the supplier, who can be anything from a cruise line to a hotelier to a travel package company to trains to flights to whatever. Anytime you hear the word supplier in the travel industry, it refers to the people who are actually providing the travel service. So, and then over there on the direct side, it says direct in the blue bubble. That just means that the supplier can sell directly to the consumer, basically through their website or their call center. So that's something like a carnival.com or a 1-800 number that a consumer connects directly with to get connected to the cruise opportunities that are available with Carnival. In the middle, you have sort of the middleman. That's the travel agencies. And then there's these other entities called wholesalers and consortias and franchises and host agencies. For the purpose of this presentation, I'm going to simplify and focus on the model of a host agency and also the orange bubbles, which are the home-based agency affiliated agents, because that's the model that I chose. It's the model that gives you the most flexibility, and it's the model that kind of allows you to explore as an entrepreneur, but also have the support you need as a new entrepreneur, for example. And then all the purple stuff that's going on there is all of the noise out there in terms of what's available for consumers to research in the travel world, whether it's a meta search engine like Kayak, a loyalty program like American Express, a peer review site like TripAdvisor, travel inspiration sites like blogs and Instagram, and travel publications like all the magazines you might love to read, like National Geographic Travel, and social media, of course. So what's really what I want you to take away the most from this slide is that there's a lot of options for consumers for them to book their travel. Typically, when they're getting ready to travel, they consult a few different ways before they make their final decision. But in the end, if you look at the top right-hand side, it says over 60% of all cruises and travel packages are sold by travel agents. So even though consumers have all these options, a majority of their time, they're still going to travel agents. So whatever you said or whatever you heard out there about travel agents not existing, it's not true because obviously we do if 60% are still booked by travel agents. And I want to point out too that the higher end travel options like luxury cruises and luxury travel package providers, their packages are booked by travel agents in the rates of something like 97, 98%. So, I mean, to be honest, that's the kind of travel you're going to want to sell as a travel agent, because the higher the cost, the more commission, for example. And also you just know that it's going to be a higher quality than some of the cheaper vacation packages out there. So there's still quite a bit of work out there to do for travel agents. So in order to start your business, of course, you need to have a business model. Oh, I see I got a comment. Let me see. Let me try to look at it real quick. So there's still quite a bit of work out there to do for travel agents. Oops. So sorry about that. Okay, so I got a comment from Dina Farmer. One of your biggest worries was being in the military community and getting customers both in and outside of the military. Yes, I will tell you what, my customers so far are majority not military. And it's funny because my customers so far are not even geographically close to me, because I do so much marketing online and I have a consistent presence. And as a result of having a network that's all over the country, having been a military brat, then a veteran, and now a military spouse, I've lived all over. So I have friends all over. I don't really have any, I don't think I have many, if any at all, local clients. They're all over the world, or I guess all over the country. And I don't think I've had at least one military booking, but most of my clients aren't from the military. So it's very interesting. You might be surprised to find where your clients come from. And that's a whole like other topic of discussion in terms of who you're marketing and where you're marketing to. So we can definitely go into that further, but that's more of the, we'll get to it later. So start your business. So in terms of how Kinship Vacations can help you to just decide this right off the bat, where Kinship Vacation comes into play is that line that says independent with a host agency. Excuse me. So I belong to a host agency called the Gifted Travel Network. I encourage you to look at it. I picked it because they're relatively new, and that makes them very flexible and nimble. And I don't know if it's the chicken before the egg thing, but I wanted to work with a travel agency or a host agency that would be flexible and nimble, because in my entrepreneurial journey, I want to be able to sell what I wanted to sell. I wanted to be able to market how I wanted to market. I wanted to have some control over how I did things. So I picked GTN, the Gifted Travel Network, and they also have a sister company called the Global Institute for Travel Entrepreneurs, which is a really great organization for travel entrepreneurship coaching. And they cover everything from marketing to operations to, they're very big on mindset, because switching from being an employee to an entrepreneur takes a huge mindset shift. And without that consistent coaching, I don't think I would be where I am today. And it's impacted me in so many great ways, not only in my business, but my personal life. But to come back to that, that's why I decided that model versus a franchise, which I felt like was my other option. For the opportunity that I'm discussing in terms of joining the Kinship Vacations Travel Advisor Network, it would basically be you signing on as an independent contractor with a host agency, which would be me. And then I fall under the Gifted Travel Network, who has all of our benefits, like they have access to and the scale to negotiate good commission rates for us. They belong to a consortia called Travel Savers that can also get us better commission rates and perks for our clients. And they offer a lot of training and support in terms of everything from like how to do bookings, how to talk to clients about your service fee, how to wrap your head around, the potential for imposter syndrome. They provide so much education and training, and it's a truly supportive community. So by working with Kinship Vacations as a travel advisor, as an independent contractor with the Kinship Vacations company, you would have two levels of support, me, and then also the GTN community, as well as the Global Institute for Travel Entrepreneurs community. We do leisure right now, but if you decided to work with us and you were really dead set on doing corporate, that is something we could definitely discuss. Business structure, taxation, and liability. To be perfectly honest, this is not something that we can take care of automatically for you. If you sign on as an independent contractor, because this is the difference between being an independent contractor and an employee. I'm not bringing employees on right now. I'm bringing on independent contractors. So with that, you need to have yourself established as a legitimate business. And so with that, you will need to decide if you're going to be a sole proprietor, a single member LLC, a multi-member LLC, or an S corporation. I went into this in quite a bit of depth in the previous presentations I did this week, so please review that. But really, when it comes down to it, for a decision like this, you need to talk to your accountant and or your attorney to see which situation is going to work best for you. I can tell you that I currently am a single member LLC, but I will probably be moving to a multi-member LLC to include my spouse in the ownership structure of the business. Licenses and legal legitimacy. So the ways that Kinship Vacations can help you with this is, this is going to be a little bit more complicated. So any independent contractor that I bring on will be operating under the name of Kinship Vacations. However, in order to establish themselves as an independent contractor and a business professional, they'll have to have a name for their own separate entity. So say your name is Katie Smith. You could do something as generic as Katie Smith Travel LLC or Katie Smith LLC or whatever. And then you would fall under the name or then you would operate in the business of Kinship Vacations. And this is very much getting into the weeds before we even have to get there. But part of this, basically the point is part of this will be taken care of, part of this you will still have to take care of. Again, registering your business as an entity, you're going to have to, based upon what you decide your business structure to be, you will have to do that yourself. your tax ID number. You will probably have to do that yourself. E&O insurance, that's where we can come in. We can provide you E&O insurance. I already have errors and omissions coverage that will cover my independent contractors when they do sign up. What you'll want to do is review what I have available for my contractors and just decide if you think that's going to be enough for you. If you don't, then you'll want to pursue getting your own additional E&O insurance. Sellers of travel licenses. Again, I will have that available I'm not having a great time talking today. I will have sellers of travel licenses that will cover you. The main thing that you'll want to do is with the state of Florida, you'll have to go and file for an exemption, which is a $50 fee under the sellers of travel license that I have. And again, this is all going to be, it could vary depending on who you're marketing and who you're selling to, but for the most part, your sellers of travel licenses will be taken care of under me, and then secondarily under Gifted Travel Network, my host agency. And then for all of these, we will work with you on a case-by-case basis to see what you need to do. Finances and banking. Though you don't have to, I encourage you to get a business bank account. As much as I would love to handle that for you, I can't. So if you do decide to get a business bank account, you'll have to do that yourself. A business credit card, again, you'll have to do that yourself. For a merchant account, I are experts and they deserve to be paid as an expert, which means charging a service fee. And we will definitely get into that once you come on board. But the best way to charge a service fee is to have a merchant account, which is free to set up. And it actually you'll just have to look at like the differences between the fees that they charge, which is usually about a 3% transaction fee. But I also have a customer relationship management system called TravelJoy that you will have access to, where that can also be taken care of. So part of the merchant account system will be taken care of for you through the CRM that Kinship Vacation uses. And then for keeping track of financials right away. So you're going to want to account for your initial investments and then your monthly revenue and income statements. That's something as an entrepreneur, you're just going to want to have a handle on yourself. So this is really where we come in the most for you. Because the other stuff is very much a part of minding your P's and Q's and making sure you're on the up and up. And as an entrepreneur, you're going to want to make sure you're taking care of yourself on that. This is where we really come in for you as a way to shorten the learning curve and just get you started on the travel agency part of it. So I want to tell you that most of this is taken care of for you. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by the list of things that you have to do, most of this is taken care of for you. So what do you offer that's different? What are you really good at? What do you want to offer? What is your message? Well, I'll tell you right now that Kinship Vacations message is very much on point, and I'm just going to tell it to you right now. Kinship Vacations is a travel design firm that serves 3 very important needs. We are a network of military spouses and veterans that help people plan unique travel experiences that create new memories and deepen connections. We also provide fun, fulfilling, and long-term career opportunities to military spouses and veterans that provide them unlimited income potential in a portable business model that can go wherever life or the military takes them. And we are a social enterprise, pledging 10% of our profits to the Fisher House Foundation to help military families stay together in their greatest time of need. So if you know someone that needs help getting away on vacation to reconnect with their loved ones, or a military spouse or veteran that loves travel and has an entrepreneurial spirit, please send them our way. So that's Kinship Vacations' message. As you notice, there isn't a particular, if you watch the previous videos from this week, there isn't a particular like destination or type of travel that we sell, because that's not going to be our shtick. Our shtick is that We're a network of military spouses and veterans that are kicking butt because we're taking the lemons that the military life has given us and making lemonade out of it by using our travel skills that we've acquired, using our education and skills that we've so want to use, even though it's so hard to do when we move all the time, by creating unique and memorable travel experiences for other people. My vision for the Kinship Vacations Travel Network is for us to have different, oh geez, that scared me, it's so loud, is to have different independent contractors that have different specialties. So that's where you can come in as an individual and really kind of say, I'm a part of the Kinship Vacations Network, and I specialize in group travel, or I specialize in family travel, or I specialize in romance getaways or whatever. And that's where you can kind of come in and add your special sauce to the Kinship Vacations Network. In terms of branding, we've already got it all taken care of. So you don't have to worry about creating a logo, deciding your colors. I have a website, and I'm actually getting the website totally redone right now. So that can save you anywhere from like $1,000 to $5,000, depending on how much you would want to spend on setting up a website. Business cards, we will have business card templates available for you to use. Physical materials, we do have some of those for you to use as well. We will have an email and newsletter template set up for you. And then in terms of interactions with clients, that's really going to be unique to you, how you decide to, again, specialize your special sauce within the Kinship Vacations Travel Network. And finally, we're going to be living our brand, because our brand is about being military spouses and veterans, and we will. We're going to be selling to our potential clients how special we are, because we've moved everywhere. We've traveled so many places, and we know how important it is to travel to reconnect with our loved ones, because we've experienced so many times apart from our loved ones that we use travel as a way to reconnect. And then let me go to the next slide. Okay, so again, the marketing platform and tools to start bringing in clients. Our marketing tools are business card, website, email, newsletter templates, and social media platforms. Again, all of these have already been laid out for you. Normally, it's a huge initial investment that takes a lot of time and money to put forward, but all this stuff's going to be taken care of for you. So you don't even have to worry about that. All you'll have to do is think about what you want to specialize, who you want to market to, and then we'll start talking about how to make that happen and how to service your clients when they start coming in. Start building your list. This is something that you're going to have to work with us on. Even though you sign up as an independent contractor with the Kinship Vacations Travel Advisor Network, you may not get clients right away. I mean, I'm going to be totally honest with you. In order to start up a business, any business from scratch, it takes about 1 to 3 years to get consistent, steady income inflowing. And if you're brand new to the business, you're going to have to build up your client list, and that just takes time. So we're going to be focusing a lot on building your list when you come in and giving you helpful tools on how to get that started. But the good thing is, again, all of the stuff that you need to draw them in will already be established for you. And then the next part of doing that is it's not just enough to reel them in. You have to then build the relationship with them. So once you do get people on your list and on your email list, as I've noted here, is like the main goal of list building, is to keep them coming back for more, keep providing them useful information, and keep your business and your name at the top of their mind when they're considering planning a vacation. And by doing that, we really advocate sending out weekly newsletters, which if you're not signed up for Kinship Vacations newsletter already, please do. And then also consistent social media support, or consistent social media posting. and then as well as doing stuff that's not related to online marketing, which is attending trade shows like bridal shows, community events, networking with places like your local chamber of commerce, BNI organizations, what have you. So there's so many tools and strategies out there, and what we'll do as Kinship Vacations is provide you with the coaching and the education that you need to get that started. We're going to be providing a very detailed curriculum on how to get started with your travel business. There will be multiple online modules for, everything from a lot of the stuff I've already covered in terms of how to set up your business, all the way to how to actually go in and book a component of travel, because it's different for travel agents than it is for consumers, all the way to taking care of your clients when they get back, to everything. There's going to be all kinds of curriculum available for you online. So, and it's actually the same type of training that I went through when I first came through. So I know that it's helpful and successful, and it's going to be everything you need to get started. So that brings me to this. In order to shorten the learning curve, what I'm going to need you to do is sign up for our mailing list, which is at https blah blah blah, all that stuff down there on the bottom. It's at kinshipvacations.com in the about section, and then the join our team section. Sign up for the list, and tomorrow I'm going to send you a copy of a video from this week, a checklist on how to get it started, and there will be access to an application process to get started with the program. So what's going to happen is from May 19th to May, what is next Saturday? I think the 26th. Let me double check. I think it's May 26th, but next Saturday, just looking at my calendar. Yeah, May 19th to May 26th, we're going to have the application period open to join the Kinship Vacations Travel Advisor Network and the Kinship Vacations Travel Advisor Training and Mentorship Program. There will be an application that you can submit and provide. We're only taking 3 travel advisors for this first round. And then in 3 to 4 months, we will open it up again and take another 3. The point being is I want to be able to dedicate and focus my time on people so I can really get them started and really get them launched. And the first 3 people that we select for this first class will be there to help support each other, go through the same process with each other. And it's going to really help because I can see what your needs are and tailor the curriculum to you. That being said, the first class is going to have a great benefit in that their cost will be reduced, significantly reduced as the first class going through the program. So if you're interested in this, I highly encourage you to apply for the program. We will give you information on it and how it works, and all that fun stuff after the application period is done. But yeah, I think that if you're interested in travel, you love travel, and you have an entrepreneurial spirit, and you've never experienced or worked in the travel industry before, this is going to be a great program to get you started, because I'm going to be here as your direct mentor. I'm giving you access to really great training tools, and I've already provided basically a brand, operating systems, and all kinds of stuff. It's almost like a business in a box that I'm providing for you to get you started, so you don't have to go through all that fun stuff in the beginning, and you can just kind of find out who you are as a travel advisor, what you want to say to your potential clients, and just get started and get the experience under your belt. Let me see, I have another question here. So you don't have to go through all that. Sorry, it's loud. Hold on. Okay. Dina said, just to clarify, would you have to sign up with both Kinship and Gifted Network, or is this all going through strictly Kinship? So Dina, it would just be going through Kinship. But because I'm affiliated with Gifted, we get all of the benefits that come with the Gifted Travel Network, like their access to the consortia, their access to better commissions and travel perks, all of their back office support. You'll get access to all the training and mentorship they provide on top of the training and mentorship I'll provide. So it's almost like a 2-for-1. But yeah, it's just going through me. Legally, you would be signing up as an independent contractor with the Kinship Vacations LLC business. Let's see, another one. Okay, it's hard for me to see the questions on here for some reason, so bear with me, okay? So Dina asks, I'm highly interested in this. It's hard for me to see the questions on here for some reason, so bear with me, okay? I'm highly interested for the education. How does that work? Is it a long program? Like some of the host agencies say the training is 6 weeks to 6 months long. Well, it's really at your own pace, because once you sign up and we get you officially started, you'll have access to all of the training modules. So if you want to blow through it in a week, you can. But what I'm going to require is a 1-year contract, because like I said before, it's gonna take time to build up your business. And so I want to be there with you from your first booking to from the beginning, when you're setting everything up and putting your marketing out there, to your first few bookings. Because part of it too is that not only does it take a while to build your clientele list, but most people book travel a few months to years in advance. And to tell you how commissions typically work, typically suppliers don't pay out commission until after the travel has occurred. So you're going to want to wait to get paid, or you don't want to wait, but you have to wait until after the travel has occurred to get paid your commissions. And that's another reason why I advocate start charging a service fee. That's a whole other topic. But I'm going to want to be with you for that first year to get you through like all of the phases of starting a new business. And then, of course, after that, it's more of a contractual, like month to month or year-long basis, which we haven't really got to that point yet. But what I'm going to be asking for is for you to commit a year to the program. But you could take as long or as short as you want to get through the training. I'll be providing regular mentorship live videos, mentorship live calls, office hours, and things like that on top of what's available for you through the GTN resources as well. So there's going to be so much education for you, you're probably going to have to cut it off at some point. So yeah, it's totally going to be up to you. Great questions. Let's see if I have any more. Okay. All right. Well, I think that is it. So again, for those watching, please sign up to get more information and stay on this page. Please share what you've learned, share the opportunity with people. Even if you're not interested in joining the Kinship Travel Advisor Network, I really appreciate you paying attention and I really appreciate your contribution. And please, spread the word that this is an opportunity for people. Again, I am not I'm not the type of person to get really wrapped up in, I guess, competition, which is why I had all of the other people on the broadcast last week. If you want to reach out to one of them and ask them if they're looking for independent contractors or if they have advice for you, I highly encourage you to do that, because I firmly believe that the people that are going to work best for Kinship Vacations are the ones that are going to be pulled in and are going to, try to get into this program, and they're the ones that are supposed to be here. I'm kind of one of those people that believe what's meant to be will be. Again, please keep us in mind and just stay with this group, because not only will we be encouraging people to join our team, but we'll continue to provide useful information for people who want to pursue travel as a potential career, especially as a military spouse or a veteran. So thank you again. Please review all of the other videos we have, and I hope you have a great Friday. And that's it. All right. Bye-bye.